Today we're going to look at oak apples and how you can make fire with them. Can you believe that? You take an apple and you make fire. What's up guys, Dan here, Coalcracker, Bushcraft. I'm hiding under a red oak right now, and we're going to talk about oak apples, also known as galls. We're not going to be eating them, they're not that type of apple, but they're very easy to identify and you can make fire with them. So let me show you what they look like and then we'll talk a little bit more about them. Alright, so here is a red oak and we have galls right here and another one back here, also known as oak apples. So what I'm going to do, they're pretty high, I'm going to pull them down and we're going to talk about what they are and how we use them. I had to escape from the sun because it is baking here in the Appalachian Mountains, but every time it's hot outside I think to myself, when it is freezing cold and I think I'm going to freeze to death, I wish it was warm. So when it's warm I just think about that and we're all good, right? Now on to what's important. So we're back to our oak apples. Now the oak apples themselves, let's just talk about, we saw how we found them again on red oak. Red oak has pointy leaves, all right, not rounded. White has the rounded leaves, and then they grow. How do they get there? So it's actually pretty interesting. A female wasp lays an egg, Mother Nature does its thing, this gall forms, and then once the new wasp inside is ready to come out, it just makes this little hole that you can see right here, and it leaves, and then this thing is just left with the fluffy material inside. Now as a bushcrafter, that bushcraft light bulb should go off really quickly when you see this, because you're thinking, hey, this has all the elements of fire. It's light, it's dry, it's very thin, it's small material, this thing should work. And if you would guess that, you're sort of right. So when I say you're sort of right, what I mean by that is that yes, this is going to help us make fire, but this is not going to be the end all in fire making. The oak apple itself will not take a spark and create to an ember. I think there's just a little too much moisture inside there just because it was trapped in. Now I never let one sit out for an extended amount of time to dry. Of course we just collected this directly off the tree. So how this can work is this will help in a pinch if you are running low on char cloth. So I'm sure it happened to just about all of you. At some point you open up your char tin and you realize there's only a little bit of char left. And I always tell people, don't take all the char that you have left and just go for broke, okay? At least split this thing in half so you have a backup in case something goes wrong. So if we take that approach, we're really starting to get down there to just about nothing. But if we can find these oak apples, these will help extend out because they do hold an ember once we put an ember onto them. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to just light up this piece of char cloth just like this. So you can see that thing is burning right now, and I'm going to place that onto our oak apple. Okay, I'm going to use a stick to hold this in place. What I would want to ultimately do is place this inside my bird's nest altogether, and then I'm going to start to give it oxygen. So what's going to happen, of course, my char cloth is what you're seeing burning right now, but we need to transfer that ember into our oak apple. So you see, once I push the char cloth away, the oak apple is still holding an ember. So being able to understand this is going to allow you to use Mother Nature more wisely in order to get the job done. So again, you know, we're low on char cloth. What can we use other than all of our char cloth that we know is going to ignite really easily with our flint and steel kit? Well, we can search around, find something like an oak apple. We can use that to help extend out that char cloth, get more burn time, dry out our bird's nest a little bit longer, and then ultimately get that flame so we can make ourselves new high quality char. And that's today's video. Something short and sweet and fun and something new to explore while you're out in nature and share with your family and friends and kids and everybody else. And if nothing else, just share with yourself and enjoy it, right? So hey, if you like this video, click the like button below. Also hit the subscribe link, notification bell. You could check us out at coalcrackerbushcraft.com. You can check us out at Coalcracker on Facebook. You can check us out at Coalcracker Bushcraft on Instagram, all that good stuff. But most of all, get outside and enjoy yourself this summer. And like I like to say, stay in the woods.